Yo,
Gentlemen.
Mel, I really need that tie about you.
No.
Yeah, how did I know that wasn't gonna go the way I had hoped it would?
I have. This is a true crimson one. I do have a red and white one though. That if I still have two of those, I'll give you one of those. But my maroon and my crimson, sir, I apologize. You will not be.
Yeah. No, I wanted it because it was crimson, but.
So one of my buddies that I've known for probably almost 20 years now, I was in his wedding, and this was the tie. This was the color of his wedding. And I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah, you lucked out. How y'all doing, man, on this Valentine's Day, pre-Valentine's Day show? How y'all doing?
I'm wonderful.
I heard that y'all were dressing up, man. Y'all, I guess I should include myself. We look quite dashing.
Boy, these my pajamas. What you talking about?
That's what I heard. I heard that.
I wear this all the time around the house with a rose in the mouth.
And I got pants on actually too. You know,
me too.
Thank you for sharing that, Mel.
And shoes. I don't want nobody to think I'm being rude. I am sharing the show, and I would ask that anybody watching share the show to their page as well, so that we can get more great people like you all to watch. So let's do some real quick introductions, and then make this really cool announcement we have to make. And Glenn, are you going to make that announcement? So why don't we do it this way? I'll go first, Mel second. You introduce yourself, and then roll right on into the announcement. Is that cool?
That sounds good.
All right. So I am Shawn Avery Mason. I very rarely mention my middle name, but I'm Shawn Avery Mason. My mother wanted to nickname me Sam, but it did not stick with my initial. And I am the host of Live from the Cave for these 30 weeks or so. Been an honor to do that. I am a professional photographer. I sing on occasion. I write on occasion. And I'm a proud uncle to a niece and nephew who are doing great things in this world today. Mel Roberson.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen out there. My name is Mel Roberson. As far as this show is concerned, I am the voice of reason.
There we go.
I am a 6-time Amazon bestselling author, serial entrepreneur, and actor. Most recently seen as Detective Cullen on Chicago PD. I play a homicide detective there. Various television shows, movies, films, Amazon, Netflix, all of that stuff. I think the most important duty I've ever had on this planet is raising my two beautiful daughters, who are now 29 and 18, almost 19. And I own a couple of professional and personal development companies, one called the Ultimate Coaching Exchange, one called the Quad Coaches. I do some business stuff, make a little money, have a little fun.
Indeed. Glenn Roberson, the production team has already beaten me about the head and shoulders about this major announcement the gentlemen have in regard to Live from the Cave. So I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself and then make the big announcement that we have. And it's a big announcement.
All right, yes. Before I pass out in this hat and this jacket, my name is Glenn Murray. I'm one of the executive producers of the show.
AKA Black
Panther. We'll talk about that later. And 220 Publishing. Very happy to be here. And we have a very special announcement. We have a 4th member of the Cave. And just like the Bachelor and the rose ceremony and everything, he brought his own roses and probably a few other things that I'm scared to say. But Raj, can we do this? Drum roll, please. Okay.
Y'all ready?
We weren't ready for that.
It's Abraham Lincoln.
It's Abraham Lincoln.
Let's do this.
Oh, my Jesus.
Abraham.
I like that is, man. That's it. Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. Newest member of the Cave. Okay.
Abraham Lincoln.
Thank you, brothers. Thank you so much for having me.
It is official. The Cave has a 4th staple, a 4th solid weekly member, in that of the originator of Nipplegate, our very own beloved Robert Hazard of the Hazard Group, who loves life. And, we make light of it, man, but you are due And
Shots fired early tonight, bro.
I know everybody came in with an attitude tonight.
I just had to get it out the way. I had to get it out the way, man. I had to get the shots out the way.
Yeah.
On a love weekend. We're gonna be like this on a weekend of love, gentlemen.
So before I do what the production team has insisted I do on this Valentine's Day show, Robert.
Let me really put this tux on. Yeah.
Introduce yourself, man, and that jacket childproof. What's going on?
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Y'all ready?
Are you ready, Rob? That's the question.
I think I'm.
Is the world ready, Rob, for you being the fourth member of New Edition?
That's right.
I know, really.
Mm-hmm. More like old edition, but
middle-aged edition.
Right. Rob, introduce yourself, man, and I mean, just like you always have, but now with the permanent hat on.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. My name's Robert Hazard. I am a lover of life and a lover of all things. I have a company called the Hazard Group. I have 2 beautiful children, a girl and a boy, and grandkids. I have 3 boys and a beautiful little girl, Miami. I am just happy to be with you brothers tonight, and I am looking forward to this discussion. We give out roses.
Hey, man.
So does he have a trial period? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this
it's 90 days, same as cash, man.
This is a promotional trial run. You know what I'm saying? We got
Mel, you sound like you already questioning our decision.
Yeah. I'm
not saying I'm questioning it. I'm just saying, the refund and exchange policy needs to be established just in case.
Hey, man, and we got to be timely tonight. So in honor of Valentine's Day and at the request of the production team, real quick, I'm going to do some of this for the ladies watching because we want them all to know that we are men. When the going gets tough, we can stand the rain.
Perfect. I'm gonna go get wine while you do that.
Yeah, you do that. I usually leave doing your poetry.
I can hear you. The wine's not far.
Damn, Shawn.
Woo. The wine's not far.
Oh, Rob, you gonna give me an assist on the horn?
I'm a try.
On a perfect day, I know that I can count on you. Ooh. If that's not possible, tell me, can you weather a storm? 'Cause I need somebody who will stand by me through the good times and bad times, who will always be right there. Sunny days, everybody loves me. Tell me, baby, can you stand the rain? Storms will come, this we know for sure. Can you stand the rain? As for the ladies, we the gentlemen can stand the rain.
I was actually singing. Shawn was lip syncing. That was me singing. Just to let y'all know that's what that on.
My voice was coated with a little bourbon and
so I helped him
earlier. But
anytime you need me to help you out like that, Shawn,
you did the thing, brother.
They told me that they told me you sing backup because when you sing, people back up.
Yeah,
that is honored tonight, boy. He just okay.
No. Hey, man, let's what is that?
What we drinking, Mel? What we drinking?
So, this is a Fit Vine wine. It's for people with active lifestyles because I work out. And so it has less sugar and carbs than normal wine.
That sounds like it's not worth drinking for me.
Let me take it to that.
So I'm drinking Etoile because I work out, but I like my sugar and carbs. And this is really good. And you only break this out for special occasions. And I got a big special occasion. I'm celebrating because June Hollingsworth's book, We Dream, went to #1 on Amazon. It is an Amazon bestseller, baby. Not only did the paperback go #1, the ebook is in the top 10 as well, and it was among the top-selling books in all of Amazon yesterday. So congratulations, June Hollingsworth. I know you're out here watching, and congratulations to the entire 220 Publishing team. So proud of all of you. Thank you.
Definitely are getting an invoice.
Oh my God, here we go.
Getting an invoice.
Rob,
I took your message mail, I tweaked it and improved on it.
Whatever the case may be, you got to pay for the fundamentals, baby.
Hey, Josh,
I pay every cent.
Hey, y'all, Rob has the floor. Excuse us.
Oh, new guy. Go ahead, new guy.
Sorry. New guy.
What are you drinking, Robert?
I don't work out. I do snow removal, but that's about it. I am drinking, Josh, a Cabernet, a red.
And I'm drinking my staple of tonight. It's Jim Beam Black with ginger beer, but I had a whiskey sour earlier, so I'm doubling up.
Nice.
Feeling good.
I love that.
Feeling good. Decided to bow tie tonight.
Okay. I started to do a bow tie.
It's been a minute since I rocked the bow tie. Bow tie and a vest, old school,
I almost did the vest. I do have a change right next to me, though, in case Robert goes and does like a change of clothes. I got a change ready.
Oh, wow.
That's what that Nordstrom's trip was all about, that, brother.
I know. I saw you
posting things over here.
Yeah.
Got a couple
hey, man, so what does Valentine's Day, man, mean to you guys? Is it a special day, heavy day?
Oh, Lord.
Man.
Hey, can I make an announcement, Shawn, first of all? Can I make
go ahead. You're going to do it anyway.
Okay, I know you don't do it anyway. No, so, ladies, it's Valentine's Day. And, if I can put on my Wingman hat, because I'm like 6-time Wingman of the Year, like Mel's 6-time bestselling author, I'm 6-time Wingman of the Year. 3 amazing gentlemen on this show, ladies. So don't procrastinate. Reach out, shoot your shot. They're looking good. They're looking clean. I'm just saying, there's no better time than the present.
Wow.
Just remember that.
Yeah, shoot your shot. That's
right.
Wow. But ladies don't really shoot shots, do they? I mean, I guess you have a few that will shoot, but I think what they do is they stand in the target circle.
Nice.
And then wait for you to shoot your shot. Does that bother you? Does that change the energy at all for you if the woman chooses you before you can choose her male? Does that bother you?
One of my friends posted the other day, ladies, make sure you're findable.
Wow.
Right? You know what I mean? She's like, some of y'all hiding. You're talking about this man you want, and you behind the bushes.
Well, yelling over the bushes. I wish I could find the man.
Right. Or still got your 2-3 side pieces.
Yeah.
That you got no long-term potential, but
hold up.
In answer to your
3-button violation, I need to button up or something. I guess the censor reached out to us about my buttons. All right, go ahead. Carry on.
In answer to your question, Shawn, no, it doesn't bother me if they let me know their interest. That doesn't bother me. Like, though I am kind of old-fashioned in a lot of ways, there have been women that I've dated that let me know their interest first, which was kind of cool because it was like, oh, this made it, I won't say easier, but it was like, man, all right.
It removes the cat and mouse and the wonder.
Yeah,
right.
Because here's the thing, I don't mind courting. I do mind chasing, because anything that you have to chase doesn't want to get caught, right? So this whole hard to get, all this other stuff. At my age, with grown children and not knowing how much sand is left in the hourglass, I ain't trying to do all that, right? Let's have some upfront, tough conversations, figure this thing out, if it's even worth us pursuing and talking about, right? I need to know about your family, your spirituality, your health habits, your hygiene. That's important.
But see, to me, that is also part of the findable. Like when you described findable, it meant more like make yourself accessible so that somebody can spot you and go after you. But a lot of times I think ladies don't make themselves findable by the message that they present with when it comes to the idea of a man or the idea of a relationship. Sometimes, you know, they stress that part of them that says, you know, I don't need that, I don't value that, yada, yada, yada. And that's just, I don't know too many men that go, oh, I think I want to climb that mountain, you know, and she's posting stuff about how, you know, men ain't this and men ain't that, and if he was a real man or he's an F-boy, and you know what I'm saying? So to me, if you really, really want a relationship, you're not making yourself findable by stuff with that kind of thing.
He be cussing like a sailor every show, and all of a sudden he's like, if he's an F-boy, like his niece is watching the show tonight.
All of a sudden the censors got to him. It's like we got censors watching tonight or something.
You know what? I cursed so bad last week that I felt bad about it. So I was like, okay,
I'm with you when you're right.
Yeah.
You did curse a lot last week.
Not that I asked you, Mel. Not that I asked you, but
I'm just saying I got your back, bro. Is all I'm saying.
Mel cursed us out in the green room all the time. The F-bombs are dropping all the time there. Then he shows up. The voice you do, dude. You just
Rob,
Cave audience, y'all don't believe that.
Rob, talk to me, man. Does it change the narrative, man, when the if the waitress walks up to you with a drink from some woman? Does it change the narrative?
Depends on the drink. I'm sorry, you were asking Rob. My bad.
Well, it does depend on the drink, because you know I like certain drinks.
Because if she bringing me some damn Andre, then we got a problem. You ain't talking to me, my bad. I'm sorry, you turn to Rob. My bad.
Yeah, that might be a problem. But you know, I am flattered when a woman wants to buy me a drink. Because, you know, I love a woman that wants to shower.
What's wrong with Andre?
And things like that. That's cold duck.
Robert,
cut Mel off. Cut Mel off. You done, Mel. That's it.
Hey, Nas said pass to Andre. Nas said it, dog. On his Illmatic album, he said pass to Andre and watch a matinee.
And Illmatic was his first album when he was buying Andre. I bet you won't ever mention Andre again after that.
Oh, Fern, my friend Fern tuned in to the show with her fine behind. And she said, are any of y'all open to long distance relationships?
Where's Fern? What's her stats?
Where,
I think what Kathy or Florida?
Y'all are a little weird.
Wherever she at, she fine where she is.
Well, you know, I did a long distance relationship. I am definitely open to traveling. I have gold card. No, a platinum card. Sorry, I don't have a gold card.
Did you say you had a platinum card, Rob? Really, Rob? You put it out there like that.
Yeah, you know, I have a platinum card with mileage on it, so I don't mind. I don't mind flying. You know, so
I think, I think distance is fine as long as you go into it conscious of the challenges it creates, and if you aren't willing to address those challenges head on, then you shouldn't do it. Like, you can't navigate a long distance relationship the same way you do a local relationship. It requires different things, and if you're not willing to do that, I think you shouldn't.
Bruh.
Well, here's the thing that I think is important about a long distance relationship. It needs to be reciprocal, right? If I'm flying to visit you, you know, twice a month, I kind of need you to be willing to do the same thing, you know, with visiting me twice a month. I think that's the whole piece.
It's equity, right? It's equity because it sets you up. It sets you up to see who's willing to make certain sacrifices, you know, or not. And so, you know, come on, Mel, you
listen.
What? You ain't doing distance?
It would have to be super special for me to do that, right? Definitely open to older women. I prefer older women, Joyce.
I do too.
But you know what,
ladies, just so you know, he's 25. So that
let me say this: I prefer mature women, regardless of age, because there have been women that are younger than me. Like, my children's mom is older than me. The majority of my serious relationships have been with people older than me. However, there have been some people that are younger than me that, you know, it was a pleasure having the time that I had with them. But here's what I was about to say. Like, I work out, right? So, Raj, are you drinking tonight? So for those of you all that may have not,
let me drink to that.
2 or 3 shows ago, when we were in the green room, I don't mention that I work out a lot. I normally don't, but Raj said he was going to take a drink every time I said I work out. So I just started mentioning it. Like, I have to catch up. I mentioned it like 30 times in one show. Right. But here's the thing, like where I am mentally and physically and emotionally, like after a long day, I would prefer to get my back rubbed. It's only so much you can do on FaceTime and Zoom. Right. You know what I mean? But in the right situation with the right person, and we have to be some serious talks about it. And like, what does our future look like? How long are we going to do this dance? Are you looking to move somewhere? Am I looking to move somewhere? How are we going to be together, especially in the pandemic? Because I can't hop a plane like I used to. You know what I mean? Like it was different when I could get on a plane, or is the long distance, you in Indianapolis and I'm in Chicago. So it's only a few hours drive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just me personally.
Yeah. Long distance used to be cool, but you know, now that I'm getting older, like 36 versus 35, you know, it's different now. You want that closeness. So,
you know, I don't.
The lies you tell, boy.
Right. Here's the thing with me, man. I don't seek long distance. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't seek that. However, man, when you have moved around in the city, and I just mean on the social network and me, you know, singing and doing the different things, the city becomes so small.
Yeah.
And I often feel like if I was really hardcore trying to find that person, it would be hard. I would be hard pressed to think that they were here because I know so many people here. And that puts you in a position where it's going to be hard for you to escape residual baggage, you know, of people that you know. And that becomes, you know, that's not, you know.
You know so many, but there are 8 million in Chicago and the surrounding areas, brother.
Yeah, but it don't seem like that. That's my point.
Chicago is the smallest big city in America.
It's the smallest big city, dog. But just like there are hidden gems in the forms of restaurants and drinks you didn't know about before and all types of stuff like that. I'm telling you, what you think about, you bring about. You better be open to it, man.
I like that, but I'm just speaking on what I'm speaking on. And where I was going with this is this. I really feel like if you really are open to that dynamic and the divine, however you recognize the divine bringing you that one person, you can't tell me that the divine decided to put them in the same zip code as you. You know what I'm saying? Like your divine may be somewhere that you didn't expect. And so you have to be open to the reality that, you know, God ain't gonna make it that convenient where you know, all the time, we gonna put the perfect person for you 20 minutes from you. So he might
know what God gonna do.
How do you? That's what I'm saying.
I got something.
Yeah. So why limit them? Why go, okay, they got to be in this spot right here. If they ain't in this block right here, then I'm not open to them. And all your blessings might be out of that block that you created for yourself. That's all.
I think you have to open up to everything, Shawn. That's the thing.
I didn't say that, but I'm just saying I think if you're willing to navigate the distance piece, you know what I'm saying? That could be where your blessing is.
I'm all about the blessings, but think about this. You made me think about something, Shawn. You know how women have said that God sent you to them? You know, that they said that you are their husband.
And you know what I say?
Think about that.
You know what I say to them? How come you didn't tell me?
I said that a few times too.
Why would you tell me? And I'm the man in that dynamic. It seemed like he would alert me as well.
Yeah. I mean, but we hear that a lot. Women said that God is going to send me my man.
Right.
And then I show up knocking at the door.
But that's human nature. I mean, and both men and women do that. We say God's gonna send us that person, and he sends somebody that doesn't look like or come equipped with the things that we've dreamed of, and we turn that person away. And God goes, I tried to bless you.
I gave you what you wanted. You said you wanted a smile. Oh, I did not say the other stuff.
And Starbucks. And Starbucks. That's what you
I think
he showed up with it.
Hey man, I've been rejected by people I meant nothing but good to, and I have rejected people that I'm sure meant nothing but good to me, you know, based on what I was feeling or foreseeing or whatever. It's just the way it is, you know.
But I think we probably have passed over some things that were good for us too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure I have. You know, it wasn't with malice. You know, it was still me trying to make the choice that I thought was, you know, the best for me. You know, but what I can say is that I spend very little time mulling over those opportunities that I chose not to pursue. It's almost like, being on the basketball court and you leave your feet. You either got to shoot or pass, and the most important thing is that you commit to whichever one it is you're going to do. And so if I decide I'm not going to do it, I try my best to commit to it and not let it haunt me. And there's only been one or two people, man, that they are a constant thought, in my mind as to whether or not I should have, I should have taken that.
Yeah. That's a good point. I'm an equal opportunity lover. So, as Kay mentioned, she mentions here that you have to be ready for the unexpected package. So if FedEx is delivering my queen, I'm here to sign for that. I just want you to know.
Like if she comes on a FedEx box, though, Robert, I would be a little suspect of that. But just
he means the FedEx driver, like the FedEx driver whose pants fit real tight, nice around the hips and buttocks.
I thought he meant a mail order bride. I was confused.
So Robert has a little FedEx fantasy women. So if you have a nice purple uniform, purple and orange, that's FedEx colors with the little hat, send the pictures to Robert.
Hey man,
put a Starbucks in your hand.
Hey man, one thing that I have repeatedly heard about the guys on this show, specifically, the staples, and then the regulars who are now permanent, like Robert and Kennery and Simeon and the guys that hang out with us, more regularly, is the ladies appreciate our ability to be open and honest and transparent and say what we're feeling. But Glenn, you and I shared a video earlier in the week, and some of the context I'm missing because my memory is what, as but the guy was basically saying, man, that the reason men are so deficient with communication is because we pay such a price for being transparent. When men are transparent, it automatically puts them at risk for how they're perceived as a man, how they're perceived as a protector, how they're perceived as being soft, or and then we're groomed that way, whether it's intentional or not, from the womb, to not be that way. I'm gonna let you get in here, Mel. And so I want to know if you guys, what you guys think about that, how you feel about it. And Mel, since you had your
Oh, he leaned in now. He's ready. Okay. He took a shot.
Head before he drop these gems on you. That means he's finna lay something heavy on you.
Yeah.
So here's the deal, right? God took my feminine side out when he made Eve. Okay. So my sensitivity and my emotions have nothing to do with being feminine. It has everything to do with me being in touch with who I am, how I feel, acknowledging it, and not giving a damn about what other people think about it, right? So therefore, knowing what I know about myself, if you cannot handle the times that I'm sensitive or emotional or might cry or anything like that, as long as I'm not a bumbling idiot in the middle of the floor sucking my thumb over something that's stupid, you know what I mean? But I have a daughter who's an Olympic hopeful. When she competes or she does well or gets a new PR, sometimes tears of joy come to my eyes. And if you want to criticize that, you ain't got no place in my life. Period. So there has to come to a point where men that are in touch with their emotions are like, this is who I am, and there's a key, a lock and key that is a fit for me. I don't give a damn about what society says, because society ain't paying my bills. Society wouldn't give me a kidney if I needed one, right? I dated a young lady. She was like, you're a lot more sensitive than any other guy that I ever dealt with. And I was like, okay, so is that a problem for you? Because just as sensitive as I am at times, I am equally or more as masculine. I'm a man's man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get shit done.
Yeah. I mean, you're alpha male, no doubt. So
I'm a Kappa man, but an alpha male. Yes, sir. With a lot of damn wall trophies. I get shit done.
So what Mel is saying?
So did Mel cover that, or
I think it did.
I think there's some other spins that we can put on it before we put it to rest. But come on, Glenn.
No, I think I've earned my vulnerability because to Mel's point, I get stuff done. I deliver when I need to deliver. I'm not the man that's going to be calling you needing a buck or two at some point, needing gas money, needing to get somewhere, or anything else. So if I'm vulnerable or if I'm opening up to you, it's because I feel a certain way about you, and there's a level of trust there that I feel like I could share. Not because I need it from you, it's because I'm willing to give it to you.
Yeah.
So there, that's an important perspective. So women talk about men not being emotional and not being stable and everything else. And to Mel's point, I'm not going to be bawling in the middle of the floor. If there's something that hurts me, though, I've learned now to share that hurt and to let that out because it's healthy to do it.
Absolutely.
And that doesn't speak at all to my masculinity. That doesn't speak at all to my accomplishments or my ability, my intelligence, or anything else. And if you didn't know all of that about me, I probably wasn't sharing that part with you anyway.
And there was a reason that you weren't, that I'll get to when I take my turn. But Robert, what do you think about that?
Well, I think that it's important. I am all about vulnerability, but you got to be, as we've already said, Mel said it, I think Lynn said it too, you have to be with the right woman. I've been, in a situation where I've been with a woman and showed some emotion and sensitivity, and she looked at me like, what you crying about? And I, in thinking that you're opening up because you want to, it's all about vulnerability, not being, too dominant. I can be dominant, I can be strong. And it just didn't turn out the right way. What I have found is that you have to have the right woman that you're partnering with to be able to show those things. So I'm all about sensitivity for her. I'm gonna rub your back. I'm gonna even do your toes. I can do all those things, but it again, I've talked about it earlier. Reciprocal. I love that in a relationship.
He is an expert at sliding in some real meaningless stuff.
He hits those bullet points that women love, though. Robert, you would be great on like a focus group.
Did I say that I was a top sales executive for 17 years? Oh, okay, all right. So
you did. Yeah.
What I find tragic about that is that you hear women go on and on about men who are emotionally available and men who aren't detached, and then it's that same thing that they get that becomes problematic. And I would say what ladies might miss is that when a man decides that you are a safe place for him to open up and become vulnerable, you have no idea how hard he is riding with you, because men don't have a safe place to do that. And so if a man has assessed you and your intentions with him and your ride or die-ness with him, and he has decided that you are somebody that he can give all those pieces to, and you have a problem with it, you are missing the fact that he has decided to give you something that says you make him feel safe.
There's a Netflix special by Dr. Brene Brown called A Call to Courage. And she talks about how the only way that courage can exist is if vulnerability is there, right? So you want a courageous man, right? And in order for him to be courageous, being vulnerable is courageous, right?
It's brave as hell.
And she talked about how if somebody was in a war and was going to like save somebody else or something like that, right? If there was a soldier down or something and you're running to save this person, you are at the utmost vulnerability. You know what I mean? Like it's bullets and mortars and all types of stuff flying, bricks and bombs and all type. You know what I mean? So, and it's the same with relationships, right? And I agree with you. We are not a monolith. But Shawn, that's the smartest thing you done said all show today. You done said some smart stuff on the other show. See, I don't just crack. I give you credit too. On the show today, though, that's one of the smartest today. You probably gonna say something else smart. You're pretty brilliant, Shawn. You're pretty brilliant, brother.
Well, I actually forgot to at the beginning of my moment. I actually forgot to tell you that I wanted to acknowledge the fact that you had taught me the whole emotional intelligence thing that I had put in a negative framework when you mentioned the feminine side kind of thing. It reminded me that that's something that you taught me. You know, I went to bed that night after that show feeling very different about something that I had carried a different way for 15 to 20 years. So, you know, we help each other. I'm glad to know I do, you know, drop something here, there, you know, but no, that was life-changing for me. That was something that, you know, that I will forever walk away with, put in practice, and hold you responsible for. My friend Fern says, what are some non-negotiables for us? Fern's a new watcher, so I'm sure we've addressed that before, but she's fine. So she can ask anything she wants.
She can ask anything she wants. Is that what
okay. All right.
Welcome, Fern.
Okay. All right. That's good.
You know, hey, you know she can help her man grow a name Fern.
I guess it ended. The smart thing Shawn said just ended with that. Hey, we did have somebody that asked about would we date somebody that's hearing impaired. I think it was a question about being hearing impaired, and I think whoever you are,
say hearing impaired.
Hearing impaired, yeah.
Absolutely. I want to learn sign language anyway.
That wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do know a little sign language.
Yeah, I believe if anybody is worth it, I'm going to learn their world and understand what motivates them and what moves them, and try to add value, because that's what a relationship is really
about. It is the unfortunate thing, man. When you stand on things that you like and you prefer, you get labeled as picky. And a lot of times that's not what it is. You can have a preference about the clothes you wear. Mel looks like he puts a lot of thought into when he gets ready to buy a garment of clothing, right? And there's some things that
handkerchief.
There, right.
I'm stealing that.
He's gonna go, that's nice, but that's not quite for me. And he's gonna pass it up. And so when we do that, when it comes to potential mates, why do we have to be vilified? You know, because we know what we like or know what we want. I don't know a man who can say what he wants that the response isn't, oh, you don't really want a relationship, or oh, you picky, or oh, you shallow, or oh, you just don't really want to be with him. No, there's some things I like, and
my old age, I stopped making excuses. I stopped explaining my preferences, and I just preferred what I preferred. That's fine. I don't owe anybody any excuses for it. Go ahead, Mel. Sorry.
Did you all see Holly Berry made a response to something, because people were talking about how she couldn't keep a man, and she was like, maybe I ain't want to keep him. Right. You know, and women were like, go ahead, girl. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I know if a man says
all of that.
Yeah.
You know, and just know that it's the same for us. Yeah. Like, if you get in bed with your feet dirty, I might not, you know what I'm saying?
Really,
like, I get it. Some people don't like house shoes. I'm a house shoe person. Some people don't like house shoes. Some people like the feel of their feet touching stuff, and that's fine. Just don't bring no foot crumbs in my bed. Is all I'm saying. I
didn't want to keep Janet Jackson. That's why we broke up. So yeah, I get it.
She didn't wear house shoes. Janet don't wear house shoes. I get it, Shawn. Right. I mean, Glenn.
Janet don't shave under arms, Mel. Is that what it is? She don't shave under arms. That's what it is.
Hey,
I think I'm just you know, it didn't work out. That's all I'm saying about that. I'll have no further comment about Janet.
I posted today on my Facebook page. I was like, there are a lot of lonely people out there because you did not shoot your shot with your crush. Remember, Jermaine Dupri once dated Janet Jackson.
And I put the angry face up on that one, but yes, I saw it.
Hey man, I saw that too. About crushes. And this is just me. I'm not speaking for everybody else. This is just most of the time, man. If I have nursed a crush for a long time and then got a chance to explore it, it's such a letdown. And I don't know if that's because it's actually let down or because it was a crush, I romanced it and skewed the expectation. You know what I'm saying? I'm owning the part of it that could be my responsibility. But there have been times that a number of times I've had crushes and kind of, you know, watched somebody from afar and then got a chance to actually get to know them, and I was like, oh, really? And sometimes it didn't even get to the dating part. You know, it might be somebody that I admire from a distance, but I didn't really have a rapport with, and then I got a rapport with them, and I'm like, oh, really? That's how you are? Oh, no.
All right, so ladies, if you have a crush on Shawn, I'm feeling that there's like at least 5 people watching the show right now that have a crush on you. I need y'all to go ahead and DM Shawn. Shoot your shot. Hashtag shoot your shot with Shawn.
Actually, if you like Shawn, DM me or Glenn. We are the screeners.
True, we are. We are.
Now, you know what? Can I say something about that?
Don't call us. We'll call you back if you're chosen. That's how this works.
Can I get you guys to screen for me too? I think that we need.
Of course,
I think that we need to do more of the screen piece of it. Before, I just think that.
I'm gonna make
that's important.
His outfit.
Of course, Robert. I've been wingmanning for Kevin for like 20 years, so you know it's always room for another on the bandwagon. The
Screening for Hazard is a damn full-time job, man. We ain't got that type of time, Rob.
Come on, brother.
I'm a delegated.
We on the show every week, and you more popular than us, bro.
Man, come on, help me out now. Help me out.
That's true.
You know,
Hey man,
I'm looking for love.
I don't show my nipples enough, man.
I know, man. I'm looking for love in all the wrong.
You're not a lover of life like Robert is.
Right. And you have to be a woman that drinks at Starbucks. Robert has some standards that I don't know.
You guys are gonna turn this into me saying something negative about myself, which it is not.
You're not gonna say anything negative about yourself tonight, Shawn. We're not allowing it.
I appreciate it, and that is not what this is. This is
gold Starbucks card.
It's gold Starbucks card.
I don't think you did the whole crush thing right. I don't think I'm the crush kind of dude. I don't say that to like be self-deprecating. I just don't think that that's who I am. I'm the dude that somebody gets to know a little bit, you know, had in a different capacity, gets to know me a little bit and goes, that guy ain't too bad. He might be worth looking at in a different way. I don't think I'm the dude who walks in Norman's on 43rd Street and somebody nudges her girl and go, hey, do you know him? Can I get his number? That's not my thing.
But people see you on this show and they see how
I don't think that's true of you, Shawn.
And they look at you in a whole different way. And when a woman sees you, there is nothing like when a woman sees you. So
now you say the show is really my glue. That's what you're really trying to say.
Just saying,
I think that women see you when you go to Norm, brother. And I think because you got swag and all.
Well, we met, isn't it, Robert? Did we meet at Norm's?
Exactly, man. I mean, so
let me ask you. Go ahead, Robert. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
I just
this ain't going to be the Shawn show now. I'm just going to tell you. But go ahead.
I just think that you may be mistaken. I think that when women see you, man, and then when they hear you sing, all of that sort of stuff, the swagger, all of that sort of stuff, on, I think that women, you do stand out. I mean, look at you today. I mean,
let me ask you something, John.
This is you.
Let me ask you
something.
You didn't
just show up like this.
Why do I feel like this is an intervention? But go ahead.
It's not an intervention, brother. It's not an intervention. What's a particular car that you don't care too much for?
A car? You personally.
Yeah, like a car that you don't care too much for.
Like
it doesn't have to be anything expensive. Like I would never buy a Bugatti.
I got an ex-girlfriend who drives one of these who might be watching, but I'm not a fan of the Chevy Impala. I'm not a fan.
The Chevy Impala, right? Okay. You're not a fan of that. But are there people that love Impalas? That drive them? That's the only car they'll get. They done had the Impala since the 77 one, right? So even though you might personally think, Impalas get eaten by lions, I ain't with that shit. You know what I mean? There are other people that are like,
I'm Impala all day.
That's my car.
Yeah.
And human beings are the same way, bro. Just like some people might be like, I don't like Mel, he got a gap, or for him why he got all that gray hair, or he's this, he's that, or whatever. And there are some people that are like, Mel is all right.
Right.
There are a ton of people that cannot stand Glenn. Let me be clear. Yeah, a ton of people are like, why is he even walking the earth?
Hey, Mel, they had told you this. They had told you this.
I'm everybody's type, okay? Those are lies, Mel.
They have told him that personally, that they hated you.
Fortunately,
Hold on,
there
are
are
we
a
drinking
few
the
that don't
lies? I
mind
just wanna
keeping him
know.
around.
Are we drinking the
There are a
lies?
few that don't mind hanging with him every now and then.
Hey, man, y'all are funny, man. Well, look here, man. Let me tell you this. I think there is nothing more valuable than having people in your circle that believe in you.
Yes.
So you guys do that for me. And I think that that's valuable because some days people get up out of the bed and they don't have the same confidence that they have carried the 6 days prior. And those are the days when they need the people that are surrounding them to remind them how valuable they are, how talented they are, how affirming they are. You guys do that for me. And yes, I appreciate it. This doesn't have to be the Shawn intervention. But you know, I do appreciate you guys.
No,
the doors of the church are open. Won't you come?
Lord, he heard my cry.
Won't you come?
No, but it's not even an intervention. It's just about seeing yourself in a different light.
Well, y'all help me, man. You guys have been doing that for 30 weeks or so. You know, y'all watch me and you see the little areas and the little cracks in the glass, and you know, and you all lovingly sometimes, you know, pour something in there, you know, to help your brother out, and I do appreciate it. To backtrack where we originally were, Pastor man said one time, I was in a church service, he said, man is no match for the woman that has his heart, but don't ever make having his heart an issue, because you will then cease to be that woman.
That's deep.
I thought that was rich, you know.
That's the word.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Y'all hear Bible somewhere? Let me look at that.
You know what? I need to go find my Bible too. I've been looking.
Y'all hear me use the word weaponized regularly.
If y'all read your Bibles, it will be close to.
Did Jesus say that? Where was that at?
Did you really break out your Bible?
I got a Bible. I got a Quran.
I got a Bible around here.
You know, from the Baha'i.
Robert, if you read your Bible regularly, you wouldn't have to look for it, brother.
Hey man,
here's my Bible now. I got my Bible, man. You know,
I got my Bible on an app.
We about to go to church.
We got about 3 minutes left, man, and I don't know if we have enough time to broach the subject that I really want to broach.
Let's do it. We can do it, bro.
Let's hit it, and we'll
rapid fire. Rapid fire. We can do it.
There was a video that I saw, man, and it was a lady talking about the narrative, of strong Black woman. And it piqued me so much that I actually reached out to a close friend of mine to discuss it with them. And the lady was saying that she thought one of the worst things that had happened to Black women in all of time was the narrative of the strong Black woman, and how other races and cultures had used it, you know, to demonize and attack, you know, the Black woman. And so my knee-jerk reaction was, I get that, but I have seen so many sisters stand on that, you know, and scream it to my face. You know, I'm a strong Black woman, and even use it as a barometer for the man she will be open to. I'm a strong Black woman, so I need woo, 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 and, you know, and so the person I talked to, you know, basically looked at it from a historical standpoint and was saying that, you know, to some degree, the independence that was forced on Black women made them, you know, grasp that thing. Now, I still felt like there was some ownership in it, you know, that Black women could take. But I did understand, after she took me down 4 generations of women in her family, you know, and what they faced, and how that could be the resting place that you get to after having gone through that. And I'm always careful, not in mentioning Black women, but in discussing them in a way that I'm not justified in. Like, because I hate to hear women talk about a real man. You don't know nothing about a real man. You don't know what takes a real man. You don't know what it requires to be a real man. So I want to make sure that I preface that by saying I'm not at all saying that I understand women on that level. We're just talking about that narrative, who's responsible for it and how damaging it is. Well, we're limited on time. Mel, you got something on your mind.
60 seconds each, guys. 60 seconds each. Okay, here we go. Black women have always been strong. Since we were taken from the continent, what they've had to endure and deal with, how we've had to support each other. Black women have been strong through slavery, through post-slavery, through the civil rights movement. Black women have been amazing. They've been strong, and they are amazing and strong today. The difference is how they choose to coincide with Black men, how they choose to relate to Black men in those situations. There's nothing wrong with having two strong people, right? Napoleon Hill says in Think You Grow Rich, two minds create a third and more powerful mind. So if you're strong and you can carry this much weight, and I'm strong and I can carry this much weight, we can carry so much more weight together. The difference is when you want to be isolated because of your strength, when you want to say, I am strong on my own and I don't need, and you may not need, but the power of congruency, of partnership, of working together is so much more better. So we have to think differently about our strengths and how our strengths work together.
And not to wear out that word, Mel, but when you stand yourself apart like that, you are in fact weaponizing it. You're weaponizing your independence. You're weaponizing your strength because you're to develop the other.
I want Glenn and Robert to grow. But here's the thing, though. A lot of times they're doing that because they don't know any better, right? Because they've been conditioned to do that. The same way men have been conditioned to think that sowing our oats and all of these other things that we do is okay. So it's an education process and an understanding of we are better together.
Sure. Glenn, we got 5 minutes, so we need to do it quick.
Okay, so anything that is a strength of yours can also be a detriment to you, and you have to be careful with how you use it.
You don't manage it correctly.
Yeah, if you don't manage it correctly. So saying that you're strong can be a great something that appeals to you, but it also can be something that you stand behind and use as an excuse. Because I'm strong, I'll reject all these things that come to me. So you just have to be careful with how you're using it.
And why you even feel the need to make the announcement.
Right. And why do you feel the need to weaponize it? Why do you feel the need to take one of your best assets and weaponize it?
And then what was the old movie with Kevin Costner and Sean Connery? The Untouchables, was it?
Yeah, The Untouchables.
And Kevin Costner said to Sean Connery, I think that he was a male officer or something. And he said, how'd you know I was telling the truth? He said, who would say they was that?
Yeah, who would actually tell you that?
Right, so why make the announcement? Be that. I've always said, be it. Don't tell me. Black men are the only men that always have to say I'm a man because it's
right. I don't need you to tell me. I don't need you to tell me you're strong. I'll see that you're strong.
Right, just be strong. I'll appreciate you.
Yeah, and I'll see that energy. Go ahead, Rob. I know we're running.
I mean, you guys have. I don't know how much time I have, but you guys have already covered the things that we need to do. But I think that the biggest thing about family and foundation is that, we're trying to do this together. So if we do it together, there's something in the past that is limiting women from, and I'm just going to say women, from there's a need to be strong. Maybe their parents taught them that. It's really about, how can we do this together? Because the strength, working out, as Mel likes to talk about, is when we do it together. That's it.
Hey man, I think we did good, man, tonight, knowing that we needed to be conscious of our time. Y'all look good. Every one of your outfits I would take, which says a whole lot because
thank you. I appreciate
that. About what I wear,
appreciate Yeah, appreciate
but hey man, I think I speak for Mel and Glenn by saying, Robert, man, we're so pleased. And I want to tell you, man, this discussion, this was being discussed a long time ago about about making you a permanent part of the show. And so this is definitely not knee jerk. You probably have been on the show 3 or 4 times since the first time that we discussed it. as a possibility. So we're
That
glad.
one time he drank too much and we questioned it. It was like Robert got drunk that night.
You don't know about that.
I was like, I don't know,
Man,
man.
hey,
After
listen.
that one.
Man, and I probably paid for that the next day too, man.
Hey, Mel, we had to
tell you,
rewatch
man.
the show to make sure he was as drunk as we thought he was.
All right.
He was tight, boy.
Man, I think Jamie Gill said, "Robert, are you okay?" In one of those episodes,
Hey,
man.
man, but one thing about this show, you can't be thin-skinned. You got to be able to take it from the rest of the guys. And man, you let us give you such a hard time, but you know it's all in love, man. And I'm glad that we are making that announcement tonight, man. That you are going forward. You are the fourth permanent member. I'm only an associate producer, so I don't know if that means we will still have 5 guests and an additional one on most nights, or if it'll just be the 4 of us.
It'll be 5. But I wanted tonight to be special. It was like the 4 of us. We introduced Rob. It's Valentine's. We dress up. It was just easier to do.
He rocking that candy apple red tie.
Yeah, he got the teddy bear in the back. He got the red roses. He's like,
In honor of the love month. Anything else y'all want to say, man, in the last 2 minutes that we
We need to
have?
give out roses. We need to
Let's
give
get
out
outta here.
roses
We
to
love you. We gotta go. Yeah.
You got to go.
Hey, man, appreciate y'all.
I'll send my rose out.
We appreciate you guys tuning in to the fellas, man, live from the cave, the pre-Valentine's Day show. My cat says, have a good evening. Love from Harley, and we'll see you guys next Saturday for sure.
Thank y'all.
Peace.
Camped out at home for COVID? Join us, Indie TV, where you will see the talk shows, movies, drama, action, and comedy. Be the first and see it first. Sign up now for free at Indie TV.